Hey, how's it going? This is Derek, and I just wanted to take this time to make my pitch, if you will, to speak at the leadership dinner. I've wanted to do this for a couple years for a couple big reasons. But before I get into that, I just wanted to thank whoever's watching this video because, yeah, your time is appreciated. You have given so much to an organization that's given a lot to me and a lot of the people who, like me, didn't know or see a path for themselves, didn't understand what they were truly capable of. So, thanks. So, why do I want to speak at the leadership dinner? I'm sure that you're handpicking an alum and a student, possibly a parent or someone else, to speak at the leadership dinner. They're going to do a fabulous job. The reason why I want to speak at the leadership dinner is because I want to tell a story that is yet to be told. I want to tell a part of the Summer Search story that really brings everything full circle. I want to tell the people in attendance, those 600 folks in that room, where their investment's going to take them 15 years down the road. I just realized the other day that I've been associated with Summer Search for 18 years. I'm going to turn 35 this year. So I've known Summer Search, and Summer Search has been part of my life more years than it hasn't been. And I think the most amazing part about that is that I've transformed, not necessarily because of just going to college and having a professional life and networking and all that good stuff. But it's deeper than that. For me, what I've come to understand and the motivation for me moving forward is that when you have a person, whether they be black, white, low income, high income, whatever, there's so many lies that we tell ourselves, so many stories that we tell ourselves about our potential. And that they either limit or push us towards a future. For so many young people who are from low income backgrounds all across this country, before we met Summer Search, it was about surviving. It was about, trying to think, hey, if all that's around me is negative and is toxic, well, shouldn't I be in the same boat? And even if you have an inkling of a thought that that's not true, it was really difficult to believe it 100%. And that transformation doesn't just happen over a summer. That's just the Summer Search. That's where you find out who you are. You find out the truth. You find out that you're a leader. That transformation takes place throughout the years afterwards. The 2 years of mentoring, call in week to week, day by day, making those forward steps. The story that I can tell is my story, of course, but also the stories of others 5, 10, 15 years out. I can tell you that there's no way that I start a nonprofit where I'm mentoring 18 to 24-year-old artists and entrepreneurs from Boston's inner city without Summer Search. Yeah, I'm pretty handsome and smart and all of that good stuff, but just the belief that it's possible, that's what I take with me. I would have probably graduated college. I would have probably been successful to some degree in a professional setting. But what I do know is that I would not have the gumption to go outside my comfort zone on a continuous basis and create something to help others without that intervention in high school and without the continuing relationship that I've had with Summer Search these past 18 years. Now, there's a lot more details that I can go to, and I'll save that for the speech. But I also want to tell the story of Diana Vargas, a good friend of mine who, when she was young, experienced a fire and was not able to speak. She was mute for several years, and she was put in a special needs classroom. She was obviously going through PTSD, but they just assumed she had a learning disability. And she overcame, and somehow she got accepted to Bowdoin College, my alma mater. And I remember that day when she came into my dorm room. And before that, I thought it was just a very angry young lady who didn't like anyone, especially me. But she was struggling with her academics. She was struggling with her belief that she belonged on that campus. And today, she is going for her master's. And she's going to be a great teacher. It's what she's chosen to do with her life after overcoming that initial belief that she was less than because of where she was from or from her circumstances. That is the magic and the beauty of the Summer Search story. I also plan to tell the story of Stephen Jordan Smith, a young man that doesn't know his dad, didn't grow up with his dad, and to a large degree doesn't really know his mom that well. She tried her best. And as a result, he had a lot of anger inside of him. He worked just viciously hard, 80-hour weeks, teaching golf, doing IT work. He's part of the alumni board, and he was going through a very tough time, just wasn't really pulling his weight. And I felt, when I had conversations with him, it was very tough love. And he eventually left the alumni board, and I felt like a failure because I felt like the number one task for the alumni board was not to achieve some objectives for Summer Search, but it was to move forward our mission to help the people who thought that they had no potential at all reach their highest potential. And the short version of the story is that Stephen had a child, not expected, and he did what was not expected of him. He stepped up. And now he has 2 beautiful kids. And he's been more involved in Summer Search than ever before. He lives 1 hour away. And he's been to a lot of the Summer Search events now. He'll sneak into the leadership dinner. Well, he was at the last leadership dinner. He was the pre-MC before the main event. He's been to the spring event and the fall event. Just quietly contributing, donating. He's really grown up. The Summer Search experience is not about a summer or a couple years after high school or even college. It's about people meeting and exceeding what they felt their potential was and the impact that that can create. Now, there's a lot more specifics. There's a lot more I want to go into in the story that I want to tell at the leadership dinner. I really hope that you give me this opportunity. More than anything else, I want to tell this story. I want to show the folks in that room in the flesh what their investment looks like. I know that you guys are going to target one alum who is interning at one of the firms that we're looking for. And they're going to talk about their experience and all that good stuff. Well, what I want to do is essentially, number one, of course, blow people away with not only my story, but the Summer Search story of many after me. But secondly, I want to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that telling our story is not that hard, that summing it up is not that hard, that if we focus on that transformation from someone who felt like they had no potential to reaching their potential, if we focus on that, then the story tells itself. Everything else is just evidence of that transformation. Graduation is a beautiful thing from college. I know that when I received my diploma in the mail, that I cried like a baby. But it's not the whole picture. The picture is, what are people deciding to do with their lives? Yes, we provide them this awesome service in high school, and that's not what the power and symbolism of this story is. What it is that after they know who they are in that summer, and they go through the crucible of the mentoring for those couple years, they understand what their potential is, and they choose to impact the world with their altruism, with their resiliency. And they become first generation dual parents. They'll become first generation decent income earners, no longer on welfare, no longer homeless, helping others, starting schools, doing the most valuable things in society, not because it's some, slogan or pitch that's given to them, but it's because it was there to begin with. And what we did is we told them the truth. That's the greatest gift that we could provide them. That's the story I want to tell at the leadership dinner. It's going to be a little bit better formulated and put together, but I just want to record this and say this is a huge thing for me. After this year, I don't see myself getting really, really involved with Summer Search, at least for the next couple years, because I'm building my own Summer Search, if you will, my own organization. And after 9 years on the board, 18 years just involved with the organization, it's going to be time for me to sow my seeds and create my own pocket of greatness. So I just humbly ask you to consider this video, everything I've said, and the leadership dinner that's coming up. I would be honored to speak at the dinner and tell the story that I feel has yet to be told. This is one of those one-time deals. After this, I'll sort of, whatever happens, I'll ride off into the sunset and know that I've contributed a lot to Summer Search, and I just wanted to do this one thing. And if I didn't get to, sort of like winning a championship, then I'll have solace in all the other things that I've been able to contribute. So thank you if you've watched this far, and bless you.